Exciting news before this video, I can now announce that the Sojourn Season 2 Volume 3 is coming to patrons on August 1st, 2026, that's for the first episode, with the second and third episodes of the volume coming the following Saturdays, week over week, and you'll be able to join us to listen to those on Discord listening parties if you're a patron, or if you're not a patron, you'll only have to wait until August 16th when the volume will drop in full on all storefronts. We've got a hell of a volume coming up for you. It's a big, exciting turning point in the series. Rowan J. Coleman is once again back as a guest writer for episode 7, and the story is gearing into some serious drama that you're not going to want to miss. Check out the Patreon at the link below. That's August 1st for patrons and August 16th for general storefronts. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the video. During the Michaela Collette Fleet Modernization Program, started in 278 PCU, the highest priority was given to producing modern replacements for the Troubadour-class third-rate and the Heartsease-class post-ship, which constituted some of the oldest ships in the fleet. Because the CDF's current mainline brig, the Lantana class, was one of the more recently commissioned frames in service, its replacement was a low priority. This fact, compounded by the introduction of the latest in the increasingly outmoded lineage of Cormier-style brigs, would delay the construction and adoption of a new, truly modern class of brig. Finally, in 288 PCU, the construction order for a new class of brig was handed down to KDFY. 7 of these new ships were built simultaneously, to make up for a gap left by brigs being decommissioned that year. This ultimately proved to be counterproductive, as the unorthodox order delayed their launch even further. The ships would finally be commissioned in early 290 PCU, mere months before the outbreak of the Frontier War. At a length of 82.2 metres and a beam of 15 metres, the Andilet Class Brig boasts a formidable loadout for its size, carrying 4 10-inch bodkin-lock coil guns, 4 6.3-inch swivel guns, and 2 low-capacity rapid-cycling torpedo tubes. The small ship punches far above its weight class. Propelled by a Propulsion Dynamics G19M DFTR drive, the sleek design boasts outstanding acceleration and manoeuvrability. A ship of the Andilet class, when supported by proper logistics infrastructure or a varied squadron, has a high operational flexibility. These ships are well suited to a wide range of missions, including line-of-battle escort, screening for squadrons, and limited long-range scouting. Because of the infrequency of large fleet actions compared to those fought by small squadrons, brig commanders would often jockey for assignments. Many of those assigned to large fleets became jealous of their colleagues assigned to patrol and cruising squadrons, who saw most of the action and associated honours throughout the war. Sometimes this friction came to a head, with a disproportionate number of physical altercations and illicit duels being attributed to brig commanders. Introduced only months before the First Battle of Axios and the outbreak of the Frontier War, the Andilet class's first action fought was not an anti-piracy operation, as is most often the case for peacetime CDF warships, but rather the ship first saw action in the short defence of Cardaeus Brink against the forces of Union fleet leader Ida Lorato. When engaged by 2 Union ships employing the Rangomu lockstep, the CSV Dianara managed to fend off persistent torpedo barrages long enough for the century-old CSV Tiarella to destroy an attacking outrider, forcing the other to retreat. The Dianara was, however, disabled during the attack and forced to strike her colours, along with the Tiarella, bringing the short action to a close. Another 5 of the original 7 Andilets would partake in the disastrous Dalstaff campaign several months later, though all but 2 were captured or destroyed in the several brutal battles. The immediate loss of nearly 2/3 of the new class sparked calls for a review of the design early in the war. It was, however, quickly decided that the craft had simply been placed in essentially impossible situations, and nearly every ship destroyed or captured was judged to have in fact overperformed in battle. Still searching for suitable political scapegoats for the disastrous Dalstaff campaign, the Admiralty would use findings of the Andilet Review as justification to end production of the Matthew Cormier-class brig, finally bringing its ancient lineage to an end, as well as to dramatically scale back the construction of new Laurel-class sloops of war. The resources previously earmarked for these units would be redirected to the construction of other, more statistically effective types. Numerous commanders at the head of Andilet Class brigs earned accolades from high-profile actions through the war, Notable examples include Commander Afa Perry, who famously ambushed and captured the Union frigate Sanaya in the action of Solstice 121st 294 PCU, and Commander Gable McKelly, whose gallantry at the Third Battle of Axios earned them the Croix de Roulet. Thrown into the fires of war with their paint scarcely dry, the Andilet Class Brig quickly proved itself to be a reliable, capable asset, and with well over 40 produced, these ships remain by far the most numerous fielded by the CDF. With low service costs and exceptional performance, both in anti-piracy and fleet actions, ships of the Andilet class have lost none of their high regard throughout the fleet, and are confidently expected to remain in service for decades to come.